Hey guys, you're welcome to the third tutorial of our series. And I know I said I'll be talking about the database related stuff, but then I realized that I've not spoken about requests, so handling requests and request data with Leaf. So I would address that before we go into any database related stuff because we don't have any data to work with, so we can't just create our database like that. So first thing I would say is once again with preference, you can choose to do something like this. So we first have to initialize our request object. So you can say request equals new leaf http request, and now you'll be able to use all of the request methods on this variable. Alternatively, you could just say app request and then use any method you want. So once again, just preference. You choose whichever method you are cool with and then you stick to that. Alright, I'll go straight to my login method, and with our login method, obviously would require user to pass in some data, either username, password, username, email, password, or email and password combination. So I would prefer to use the username / email and password combination. So user can log in with either an email or username and a password. Alright. So let's get into request. The first method I'll talk about is the body method. So body simply outputs any data passed into our request. So it just outputs all of it in JSON format, of course. So I think to be easier to just demonstrate this. So app request body. Right. So I'll save this and I'll go to Postman. So let's see, /auth login post request. Here we would want JSON data, so you go to raw and then you select JSON from this drop down. So application JSON, right? Then I have this data here, so a username and a password. So if I should submit this request now, request body is supposed to, oh sorry, I made a mistake here, /auth login. So request body is supposed to output all this data here, just like this. Alright. So as I said before, it just outputs all the data passed into our application. So this is the data we passed in and we get the same data out. Yeah. So in a real app like this one, you would actually want to be more specific. So you would want to maybe not get the whole response like this. So as I said, I would want to use a username email combination. That means I'll have to get this and then find out whether the user passed in an email or a username, right? So we would have to target a specific key, in this case username. We can do this, with get. So we say app request get and then we pass in the key we want. So I'll say username. I save this. And then I submit this request, and this time we are supposed to get only the username. See, so we get only the username, right? So for our application, you mostly be seeing these two methods, but then I'll check the leaf docs. There's, I think, some information I would want to clarify a bit. So we've looked at all of this, and then our get method, you know. All right, so security fixes, new security fixes. Okay. All right, so it seems we are done actually, because we won't be using any of these. We won't be using any of these ones here. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'll demonstrate the security fixes then. So, all right. So I said I'm going to demonstrate the security fixes. So I went ahead to put in this really simple form. It just has an input with the name of username, and it submits to our login method, right? So I'll open this up in the browser. So localhost 7000. Um, so yeah, we get our form here. Exactly. So that's an example script, and in this case, instead of using app request get like this, I would use let me see, so render markup or something. Let me just use echo for now, right? So echo post, right? So we'll be getting post data, a username like this. So I'll submit this, and you can see the script we run actually is working well. So hackers can actually use these simple vulnerabilities to get into your site, but then with Leaf, um, so let me just use the same echo, then I'll put this in here, right? So if we should resubmit the same form, this time the script won't run, it just gets displayed over here. And this is default security which comes with Leaf. You don't have to configure anything, you don't need to do anything strange. It just comes out of the box with Leaf. And all of this just really makes Leaf a really powerful tool. Alright, so in the next video we'll actually be setting up the data we will need for the app before we go into any database stuff. So let's meet in the next video.